Welcome to our channel Kodvati. In this video, we will see in detail about split and join transformations and what are all the types available under this particular category. And we will see a small example on each and every types. And you can refer to our previous video posted on what is transformation as well as row level transformations in detail. And I have posted few questions under this particular category. So before we move on to split and join transformation, first we will see a short brief on what is transformation. So as discussed in our previous video, it is a data flow component. So it is mainly used to apply some transformation rules. So it includes operations like aggregation, merge and join, as well as sorting, as well as it includes lookup operations also in order to check whether the data exists or not. And it includes data cleansing transformations also, as well as it includes data quality rules related transformations. So we will move on to split and join category transformations. As you can see here, it mainly covers like merging, joining and split, as the name itself suggests. Okay, so we will see one by one. So first one is conditional split transformation. So as you can see, it is similar to case statement, and using this we can check the given condition, and based on the result the output will be redirected to the provided destinations. And we can also capture like the data which are all not matching the condition provided, also we can capture into the destinations. So we will see a small example. So first we will add a source here. So employee is my source table. I have already created. Columns you can check here. I have 5 columns here. Employee ID, first name, last name, email and salary. Okay. You okay. Next I am going to add here conditional split. Double click this. Columns. Going to add here. So I am going to provide here a name as employee. So I am going to filter employee with ID 1 and I am going to populate it to the target table. Okay. So you can see here under operators, equal is the operator. To map with the like employee ID with 1. Okay. So I have provided equals operator. So give OK. I'm going to add here destination now. So you can see here it is asking for output, whether to redirect the output with filtered condition with employee ID 1 or to capture the output which are all not matching this particular condition. So I want like record which has employee ID 1. Okay, you can see here it is showing this. So we can configure the target table now. So I have created already table employee targets, yes. Mappings you can check once whether input column is mapped properly or not with the destination table. Okay, give OK, save it, and we can start the execution now. Yeah, it got succeeded. We will check the database now. Yeah, you can see here now employee ID with 1 has been populated. Okay. So this conditional split, as I told, it is mainly used to apply multiple filter conditions. Here you can specify multiple conditions also, and we can redirect the output which are all not matching this condition also we can capture. Okay. We will move on to next transformation. Next one is merge transformation. It is similar to union in the Oracle SQL, and it is mainly used to combine input sources in a sorting order. So if we want output in the sorting order means we can go for this particular transformation, as well as it includes only two inputs only. So we can't include multiple inputs using this merge transformation. Okay. We will see now. So I will show once which tables I am going to merge. So you can see here there are 6 records in source 1 table. In source 2 table also we have 6 records. So same only, similar data only I have loaded here also, but you can see here for first employee ID alone salary is 1000, but here salary is in source 1 salary is 2000. Okay. So we are going to merge these two sources into the table employee target merge union. Okay. We will remove this destination and this transformation. So here I will rename this to source 1. I'm going to add one more source here. Table name source 2. Okay. Columns we will check once. Okay. And by default merge transformation accepts input only in the sorting order. So we need to add here sorting transformation. We need to select the key column, sorting key column. So based upon this key column only, it sorts the data in this particular transformation and it provides us the input to merge transformation. Okay. So what happens, like based upon the sorting order, first key it will check with the next input values in the next pipeline, like that. So here also I am going to provide employee ID as the key column. So it is compulsory. In order to create a merge transformation, we need to sort the input data. Now I am going to add merge transformation. So input it is asking merge input 1 is nothing but the first pipeline. So I am going to select this. So I am going to add next pipeline. So you can see here merge input 1 with sort key 1 first column and then merge input 2 with the next pipeline source. Now I am going to add the target. So we need to configure the target table. Employee target merge union is the table. So mapping in we can check once we have configured properly. Click on OK. Save it. Now we can start the execution. Before that we can check once whether any data is there in the target or not. Okay. So there is no record exist in the target. So we will start the execution. So you can see here it got succeeded. We'll check the target once. So you can see here all the records got loaded in sorting order. So you can see here like it merged two inputs based upon the key value. So first key value it will be searching in the next input 2, and it will be loading into the target. Similar way, first input it will take that key value and it will be searching in the input 2, and it will be merging and it will be loading into the target. So if we want the target to be loaded in the sorting order based upon ascending or descending, so you can use this particular transformation. And we can make use of flat file also to merge, and we need to ensure once whether the metadata is matching or not on the both of the sources. So like data type should match as well as length also should match here. Okay, we'll move on to union all transformation now. So it is also similar to merge only, but it accepts multiple inputs. So only one single output similar to merge, but we can add multiple inputs here, as well as like it if we want output to be not to be in the sorted order, means we can make use of this union all transformation. Okay, so we will move on to this. So same source only I am going to use. So similar to merge only. So this sorting not required. So I'm going to add now union all transformation. So you can see here automatically input has been taken here. Input 1, input 2. So it's going to union it without any order has been maintained. So I'm going to change the destination table. So already I have created a table merge union only I'm going to reuse. Mappings you can check once. So before we run this particular package, I'm going to truncate the target table. So 12 rows got affected. We'll check once. Okay. We'll start the execution now. Yeah, it got succeeded. You can see here 6 rows from source 1, 6 rows from source 2 got union, and 12 rows got loaded to the destination table. Check the target now. So you can see here the main key difference here is it has not loaded based upon the key values or any sorting algorithm it has used. Just it combines both the input and loaded into the target. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 from the input 1 and then from input 2. Like that it merged. That's it. We will move on to next transformation. Yeah, next one is merge join. Yeah, it is mainly used to perform multiple join conditions. Like it includes many types, which includes full outer join, left outer join, right outer join, as well as inner join it includes. So we can configure here, like we can configure based upon the business requirements. Okay, so we will see now. So before we move on to SSIS, first we will see the table structure as well as the data available in the table source tables. So I have two tables here. I'm going to use as the source tables. So first table is department table. So it contains department ID as well as department name in it. Okay. Then next table is employee table. So this contains employee ID, first name, last name, email, salary and department ID. So I am going to join this department table with this employee table, and I am going to populate the department name from the department table. So I am going to join these two tables now using SSIS. So first we will add the source. So I am going to select the employee table here. We will check once the column mappings. Yeah, it's mapped properly. I'm going to add one more source, department table. We can preview and check once also. Okay, fine. Columns. Yeah. So we will rename this table name. So before we add the joiner transformation, we need to add sorter. So merge join accepts only the sorted data. It is compulsory in SSIS to add the sorter before we move on to merge join transformation. So we need to select the key column inside this sort transformation. So here I am going to join through department ID. So I am selecting department ID as the key column here. So for department also I am going to select department ID as the key column. So in this joiner transformation, similar to SQL, they provide all the 4 types. Now we will add the merge join transformation. So here you can see tasks, like in order to consider this particular source as a left input or right input. So for example, if we are selecting the type of join as left outer join means, so this source 1 will be considered as, if we provide left input means, it will be considered as the leftmost table. So all the records from the leftmost table will be selected, and only the matching values from the right table will be populated to the destination, and which are all not matching from the right side table, it will be populated as null. Okay, so I am going to select this employee table as left input. So when I try to connect this particular source, department source, to merge join transformation, it is automatically taking us merge right input. Okay. So here I need to provide which are all the output columns I am going to populate after this join condition has been performed. So I need employee ID, first name, last name, email, salary, and department ID, and from here department name I require. Okay, click on OK. Here you can see I'm going to provide the join type as inner join only. So you can see here left outer join and full outer join. So you can notice one thing here, like there is no right outer join in these types. So like while we were selecting the input as merge join left input, so if we want to use right outer join means, we can select the first source as right input and the next source as left input. Then you can apply left outer join only. So logical wise, left outer join itself, it based upon the input what we are selecting on the tables, it acts as right outer join. Okay, now click on OK. So we will add a flat file destination here. Yeah, join this output to the flat file destination. So I'm going to create a new flat file with the delimiter comma. So browse here. I'm going to provide file name as employee.txt. Click on open. So you can see here column names in the first data row I'm going to select, and header rows to skip, it will be by default 0 only. So columns you can check once, advanced, review, yeah, click on OK. Yeah, in the mappings you can check once whether the column has been mapped properly or not. Yeah, it is mapped properly based upon the same names. Okay, click on OK, save it. We will start the execution of this package. Yeah, it got succeeded. You can see here. Okay, here you can see there are 6 rows from the leftmost table, and the rightmost table 3 rows has been populated. You can see only 5 rows has been populated. This is due to the rejection of null value. Okay. So here you can see department ID is null. So while we have joined with the department table, it has been rejected. So only we got 5 rows. We will check once the data which has been populated. Yeah, you can see here now employee ID, first name, last name, email, salary, department ID and department name has been populated to this text file. Okay. Yeah, that's it. It is very much easier by using this merge join transformation to apply the join types and all. So let's move on to the next transformation. It is multicast transformation. So this transformation mainly used to create a logical copies on the input data. So we can send the input data to multiple destinations without making any changes using this particular transformation. So like for example, we want to redirect the data to multiple destination. Like I want to create it as a flat file, text file, and as well as I want to load it into the SQL server destination means. So I can make use of this particular transformation. And like if I want to perform some other transformations also, I can redirect it to that particular pipeline, and I can apply the changes, and I can send it to the destinations. Okay, so we will see in SSIS how to implement. So I'm going to add now multicast transformation. So add the employee table as input. Okay, so once we add the output only, it will be showing here. So I'm going to add now one database. I'm going to add here. So one will be my table. Okay, SQL server table. Okay, then I'm going to add a flat file also as the destination. So you can see here one more blue arrow is showing. So you can see here we can't redirect the error output here. Okay, so I'm going to check once the mappings. Yeah, it's populated properly. Click on OK. Here I'm going to create a new file. So I'm going to provide name as employee multicast. Here I will provide that text file. Okay, click on open. Okay, column names in the first data row I'm going to provide columns. We will check once. So click on OK. Okay. So before we run this particular package, we will check once this destination table is it truncated or not. So you can see here 12 records are there. So we will delete this. Okay. Now we will run this package. So in this multicast, you can see two outputs showing now. Okay. Yeah, start the execution. Yeah, you can see 6 rows has been populated to table as well as to the flat file. So we will check once the table now. So 6 records you can see here, it has been populated. Okay, we will check the flat file now. So you can see here data has been populated. Okay, we will jump to next level of transformation. Yeah, next one is lookup transformation. So this lookup transformation, it's mainly used to check the target table in order to check whether the input data already exists in the table. So we can make use of this transformation to reject the record which is already loaded in the target table, as well as we can make use of it in order to update the record with some changes into the target. Okay, so we will see how to implement through SSIS. We will delete all of this. So first I will show you the table structure what I am going to use. So this is my table. Okay, so I have 6 records here. So I am going to load this into the target table. So my target table is this target LKP. Okay, so here you can see already I have only one record which contains salary, employee ID 1 with salary 1000. So I need to update this with the recent updated value for this particular employee ID alone. You can check here. In source 1 for the employee ID, we got some updation in the salary as 2000. So I want to update this particular record in the target, as well as I need to insert all the remaining records which is not present in the target table. So we are going to implement this logic through lookup. So first we will look up on the target. So you can see here there are 3 types of caches available. So we can make use of full cache if we have only few records in the target. So what happens, all the records will be cached into the memory, so it will be much faster while comparing the input data with the data in the memory. Okay, and partial cache, using this we can like load only the data which has been most used. So it will be loading only the records which has been used frequently. So we can make use of this cache in this case. And if we have more number of millions of records, if we have in the target, means we can make use of this no cache option also. So we have 2 types of connections here, you can see here. So we can make use of cache connection manager in case if we want to look up a flat file or any types of files. Okay, and we can make use of OLEDB if it is a lookup is a table. Okay, and you can see here if we don't get any no match by providing the lookup condition, means so we can redirect that output to the error output also. We have that option, and we can ignore and we can throw it as a failure, and we can fail the component itself by failing the entire package itself we can do, and we can redirect the rows to no match output. Okay, so it will be like we have seen in conditional split, right? So which are all not matching that particular condition, we can like capture those records also. So similar way we can redirect the rows to this particular output, no match output. So I am going to select this option only. So connection, in that I am going to select the table name. So we can preview here. Okay, columns we can check once. So this is my input columns, this is my lookup columns. So this employee source table we saw, right, that is the input columns here we are seeing. So I am going to select this employee ID. So we need to drag to here. Okay, so this is my lookup column, employee ID only I am going to check. Okay, lookup operation, add as a new column only we are going to select. So I'm going to populate the salary for this, like which are all matching employee ID. I'm going to get it as a output. Okay, upon this lookup condition. So click on OK. So now we will add a destination table. So you can see here it is asking what type of output I need to select. So I'm going to select no match output. So which are all records not available in the target, I'm going to load now first. Okay, so like employee ID with 2, 3, 4, 5 IDs will be populated first. So 5 records will be populated. No match output. Okay, so my destination table is target LKP only. So mappings you can check once. Yeah, populated properly. So in the target table, I have not created department ID, so no need to connect that. Okay. Click on OK. We will add one more destination. Okay. So match output. You can see here it automatically took this particular condition. So here what I am going to do, as I told you earlier, so I am going to update the salary value as 2000 for this employee ID. We got some changes. So you can see here target record is with the old salary. So we need to update it with the revised salary. Okay. So I am going to check here. So here I am going to use OLEDB command. Instead of using this destination, I can't update the query, right? So update query I am going to write using OLEDB command. So here we need to select the connection manager. So I am going to select what we have used previously. So you can see here SQL command option. So I am going to write here a query. So what is the table name? Set salary where employee ID we are going to provide dynamically. Okay, click on OK. Column mappings we will check. So you can see here automatically 2 parameters has been created. So first one is nothing but my salary. So I am going to add this salary which I am getting from the input. We should not add this lookup salary. It will be old one only. So next I am going to add the employee ID. So either we can select lookup employee ID or EMP employee ID. Okay. That's it. Click on OK. Save it. We will start the execution of this package now. Okay. So you can see here 5 records has been loaded and 1 record has been updated using this OLEDB command. We will check once the table. So you can see here there are 6 records. So the first employee ID it got updated to 2000 here, and the next set of records has been inserted from the source. As it is not available in the target, it has been inserted. Yeah, that's it. It's very easier. So we can make use of caches in this. Okay. Yeah, next we will move on to the next transformation. It is balanced data distributor. As the name itself tells, like it is used to balance the data among multiple like threads. Using multiple threading options, it is going to split the jobs to multiple threads. So here I am not going to run this job, but I will show you how it looks. Okay, because it requires like a number of processes, how many we are using, and number of cores and all we need to check as a prerequisite. Okay, so I will delete all these. It is similar to multicast only. Okay, so I can add multiple balanced, sorry, not multiple, so we can add here, I will add a OLEDB destination. Say I will copy this. So if we have multiple pipelines means we can make use of this balanced data distributed in order to complete the task quickly. Okay, like this we can add multiple pipelines, we can add using this. So which are all threads available, it will make use and it will complete very quickly. Okay, so let's move on to the next transformation. Yeah, next one is cache transformation. So this transformation mainly used to catch up the in order to copy the source data into the cache file. So we can make use of this cache file in order to look up a file using lookup transformation. So indirectly it is used to look up the flat file using this cache transformation. So it will be with extension .caw. So I'm not getting into this much, it is much easier only. So I will show you here how it looks. So you can see here we can create a connection, use file cache and we can browse it. So you can see here extension .caw. Okay, I will just run and show quickly. Click on OK. There must be at least one index column in the cache. Okay. Okay. We will specify the index column 1, employee ID. Okay. Okay. Mappings we will check once. So we need to provide here at least one input column. Okay. Save it. We will run this package. So you can see here 6 rows has been populated. So we will check that particular file. So this is the cache file which has been created. So we can look up this cache file in case if we want to store the data into a flat file, and if we want to look up that particular flat file means we can make use of this transformation. It helps indirectly. Okay. Yeah, that's it. We covered almost all of the transformations and hope you understood the basic level, and based upon the implementation you can apply complex logics also using these transformation. Major transformation which will be used in project is lookup, we can make use of it, and merge join. These two will be most useful, as well as conditional split also is very much used in the projects in order to create a complex logic, and in order to simplify also we can make use of these transformations. Yeah, you can see here some of the questions I have posted. So as I have told, difference between merge and union all you can recollect once again. And merge mainly used for sorting purpose only, in order to sort the data and want to merge that output into the output destination means. And union all, just it merges the input and load it into the destination without any sorting operation. Next comes what is the use of lookup and what are all the components we can implement through lookup. So it includes cache, lookup, and then OLEDB relational connection manager we have seen, right? That is the one. And types of caches you can check once again. Okay, and like how performance wise it is mainly used to like improve while reading the data and loading into the cache and all, you can check once again. And types of joins, what are all the types available in SSIS. Okay, and then which type of join is efficient to use also you can check. So it will be mainly based upon the project and as well as the source data, the type of join will might differ. Okay, and performance wise you can check both in join transformation how we can improve, as well as in the lookup transformation also. Okay, mainly performance tuning you can check as the advanced topic. So that's it. Yeah, thanks for watching this video. Yeah, please do like, share and subscribe to our channel. Yeah, bye for now.